Can you explain as far as what 1994, 1993, what that looked like as far as in Fort Worth, the Crip and gang culture, the Crip and blood culture, the gang culture, because that's when it was almost at its
peak.
Max at its peak.
It was maxed out. It was pretty much a war, a real one. Well, you know, it was plenty of casualties. People were being died, were being shot. Gunplay everywhere. Everybody, you know, got their colors on because by that time, Truman Street had stepped out. You know what I'm saying? Truman Street is one of the original blood sets, or the original blood set in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And I know Lonzo, I know, you know, all the Truman, I know a good deal of those guys. And we got into it. The Crips and the Bloods got into it real bad. So it was bodies after bodies falling, you know, everywhere, pretty much in 1994.
Were the Bloods, did they seem like they were a stronger unit back then as far as in that area?
No, I mean, they had to be, you know, because they were the minority.
Okay.
They had to be, you know. You had to be a real, you know, to be surrounded by hyenas, you know, literally, like, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna have to go hard, you know.
Yeah.
So the whole Fort Worth is pretty much Crippin', and it's just stop 6 that's Bloods. So they were very outnumbered, and it was always really pretty much unfair for them. So they pretty much, you know, they didn't venture out, and the ones that did, they would smoke you right where you stand if you got in their way.
So it goes to the why. You know, when we look at, you know, when you ask yourself, why did I land in prison? I want you to kind of reflect on as far as what in your life circumstances made the cops even look at you as a person who like, yeah, we could get him because you're in this lifestyle. We got you. Whether your parents, like, what was it that got you to the point where you're sitting in a prison cell like, damn.
Well, honestly, I think it was destiny. Because, you know, having the name Kunta made me, it made me divinely guided, you know. The Creator has always gifted me throughout my life with extraordinary teachers, extraordinary examples. Having the name Kunta meant that I had to build up courage to face a society that was racist systemically, socially, you know what I'm saying? Having this name Kunta brought me so much, you know what I'm saying, judgment, you know, from my people, you know what I'm saying, from people who do not even understand the name, and for people who hated the name, you know. I was dealing with ignorance, you know what I'm saying, in 360 degrees. Having, you know, and Kunta is my birth name. My birth name is El Kunta Kinte. You know what I'm saying? I was given that name 1977 when the movie Roots came out.
Yeah.
My mother named me that as she birthed me into this world, my G.
Did she tell you why she named you that?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something powerful. My mother said she was given inspiration by the Creator to name me that. You know, the same thing that they did to Kunta when he was born, they held him up in the air and prayed over him and everything. So people came to my mother. When they found out that my name was Kunta, I went through that same rites of patches and ritual. And then let me tell you this. I'm really like, you know, my smarts, my intelligence, I mean, it's God-given.
It's divine, yeah.
It's God-given. You know, I be on this internet and I be like, you know, you're just really trying to get people attention to really bait them in to what, you know, I really have in store, you know what I'm saying, for everyone. I'm, you know, my shell, I was, you know, a gang member, and that's what life dealt me. You know what I'm saying? Being a gang member, joining a gang, when you have the name Kunta, life don't deal you too many benefits. You see,
kind of starting at the bottom of the bottom.
Exactly. So I rode with what was available to me socially as far as what I could attain status in. See, the society has shut me down for having the name Kunta. You know, I can't even tell you the anguish.
Imagine the grade school, going to school and just looking at your name on paper.
Man, I can't even tell you how frustrated I was in school, bro, with people who gave me F's, failed me because my name was Kunta and they were white and they didn't like that name. Failed me on purpose, you know, and basically tried to make me always look dumb. And I was actually intelligent.
Yeah, that's I can only imagine, because this is the times where they were trying to, you know, Rodney King, LA riots.
Right.
This is a time where they see in there.
Brother, I went through a systemic time. Brother, having the name Kunta, man, I got picked on from the moment I come out of my house. And anybody who knew my name, the neighbors, the kids, everybody, they would call me African booty scratcher. Yeah. I mean, people would ask me, am I from Africa? You know, I got all the stereotypes, you know, and this, you know, it's really like the creator, the Most High, what he does when he sees, you know, what the situation, when God looked at my situation, he knew that I was going to be somebody great. So he put me through things that chiseled me and that made me like a pearl. So I admit my life was full of a lot of suffering, a lot of heartache, a lot of regret, a lot of rejection. People hate me on the internet right now, and they don't know I'm really moving like Elon Musk. I'm moving like Nicholas Tesla up here. No cap, you know. But if people get to know me, they will know. And then everybody that know me in my neighborhood, I'm a pillar. You know, I looked into into spirituality. You know how you know, take your spiritual journey. When I got to prison, I took a spiritual journey. And really, I was terrible at first when I got to prison. I was like, could you imagine being an innocent man and then they turn you into the zoo, you know, an innocent man, and
you're not supposed to make it out of that, you know.
Here you go with the lines,
that's,
you know.
That's to break you.
Man, let me tell you, okay, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you an ugly story. This one is a foul. Okay, this one I realized that I had power with my tongue, you know, when the scriptures speak about taming the tongue and having power with what the words you speak.
Yeah.
I was in the county, and it was a group of skinheads in the pod next to me. I was on 26D, and they was on 26C, and this is in the old side of the jail in the county of Fort Worth. And they had these white boys. They really wasn't segregated, but they had them enough in there where they felt like the numbers were, nobody would punk them out, you know. One night they made a racist joke about, you know, a melanated woman, you know what I'm saying? And they said, well, what's the difference between a black Cadillac and a black girl? Bro say, I don't know. I know they both ride nice. And I was enraged by it. So I woke up all the brothers over there. And I say, man, these guys over here are skinheads, man. Y'all need to bust them up, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all really love black people, you know what I'm saying, and y'all really believe in the revolution, then let them have it, because they don't probably need to be, you know what I'm saying, around us no more with those type of jokes. So the brothers got up, man, and they beat the brakes off every white boy over there. I'm talking about beat them up so bad, bro, to where they was green, yellow, purple, blue, black, orange, red, and some more colors.